Welcome back. Joe Kent is a Northwest native, born in Sweet Home and growing up here in Portland. The Army veteran served in the Rangers and the Special Forces, doing 11 combat deployments. His wife Shannon was also in the military, killed in 2019 while fighting ISIS in Syria. Joe Kent is challenging Jaime Herrera-Beutler in Washington's 3rd Congressional District. Joe Kent, thank you for joining me on Eye on Northwest Politics, and thank you for your service.
Thanks so much for having me on. I appreciate that.
Did your military service lead you to this role in politics?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it did. I never intended on going into politics, but the training I got in the military and the experiences I had overseas really led me to see tragically what's happening here in our district and really in our country overall. So I would say understanding what happens when totalitarian regimes take over and the way that information warfare is used, that's given me a unique perspective from my military experience that I think tragically fits the current times that we're living in. So that's why I feel it's my duty to step forward and volunteer for public service once more.
You've been endorsed by former President Trump, and your priorities are in line with his, even down to building the wall and taking funding away from sanctuary cities. Here's part of his statement endorsing you, which we'll show on screen here. You're having a fundraiser at Mar-a-Lago this Tuesday, February 1st. There's the statement there. Why does the former president still hold such influence among Republicans?
Well, President Trump is still very much the leader of the Republican Party and the America First movement. So he ran a very successful presidency, and we believe that his agenda is just getting started. He represents a much broader movement of people that realize that the former confines of the political establishment, both Republicans and Democrats, the corporatist elite, have failed this country time and time again. And we need to start putting American families and American workers first and really defending everything that is American sovereignty, bringing back our jobs, staying out of needless foreign interventions, securing our borders, and putting American workers and American families first.
Congresswoman Herrera-Beutler was one of 10 House Republicans who voted to impeach Trump. And afterwards, you called her a rhino, Republican in name only, and said she should be removed from the Republican Party. Do you still believe that, and why?
Yes, 100%. So Jaime Herrera-Beutler, she obviously made herself vulnerable by her horrible vote for impeachment. But everything she did leading up to that, to include voting to certify an election that had widespread discrepancies, that makes her unworthy of being a Republican. And she's also proven time and time again that she cannot represent or defend the 3rd Congressional District. So she voted to stop construction of the southern border wall. We are stuck between 2 failing sanctuary cities, Portland and Seattle. We've had a major uptick in crime in our district. That's a direct result of that insecurity. Same thing with the riots of 2020 as Antifa burned down Portland, marched into our district. Jaime did nothing until it was time to vote with the Democrats to stop Trump from deploying troops to actually quell some of that violence. She voted to preserve Obamacare. She's voted for amnesty for illegal immigrants time and time again. She most recently voted for a vaccine tracking database as our state and our country is being really oppressed by these draconian COVID vaccine mandates and lockdowns that have harmed so many different people. So on every key issue where we need Republicans to stand in the breach and defend the sovereign Americans, she has failed to do her duty. And for all those reasons, she is unfit to protect us and serve us any longer.
You talked about discrepancies in the election. Joe Biden is the president of the United States, right?
He was sworn in and he is the president of the United States right now. Unfortunately, we still have major issues with our election. The process that was supposed to play out on January 6th is a constitutionally appointed process to address any discrepancies. And right now, outside the Republican Party, we have 41% of the American people that think that the last election had major issues. 75% of the Republican Party feels that way. So in order to restore the trust of the American people have in our most sacred social contract that we have with our government, that we, the people, get to choose that government, we must fully adjudicate the election of 2020. That's why when I get into the House of Representatives, I'm going to push for a full congressional inquiry to finish that process that was supposed to take place on January 6th, where every single state that had discrepancies gets a chance to lay it out for the American people so we can finally have some transparency.
All right. President Biden has been president for a year now. It doesn't look like that situation is going to be reversed. Well, we spoke with Congresswoman Beutler on this program last week, and this is what she had to say about the fight for the soul of the Republican Party. Listen to
Oh, I would say the Republican Party, its heart and its soul is still alive and well. That doesn't mean that there aren't people within it who are, I don't think, have read the Constitution, who don't understand what it means to be a conservative, who are against free markets. Some of those very characteristics mark some of my opponents. That's their right to do that. But I will tell you, I'm still a conservative. I'm still here.
Well, she didn't call you out by name, but what's your reaction to that statement?
So I completely and fully understand the Constitution of the United States of America. I spent my entire adult life serving under the oath of supporting and defending the Constitution of the United States. I did that overseas in wars that she voted for, wars that she should have exercised her congressional oversight to get us out of. So I understand the Constitution fully well. I've signed my life away for that. My wife gave her life for that as well. So as far as the free markets go, this is a major discrepancy that America First Republicans have with your typical corporate GOP. She says the free markets because she doesn't want to fight for working class American jobs. She wants unlimited, unchecked immigration that undercuts working class jobs. She wants foreign labor to be brought in to serve the corporate donor class. I want to restrict that. I want to be able to put American jobs first. This whole religion of the free market that the Republican Party seems to have, and many on the Democratic side too, it has done nothing but ship our jobs overseas to China. Here in the Northwest, it killed off the vast majority of our timber industry. It killed off our sawmills. This globalist mindset has had absolutely catastrophic effects that we're seeing come to fruition right now with Joe Biden's failed economic policies. We have stagflation right now in our country for the first time since the 1970s. So this altar of the free market that she wants to bow down to just to cater to the corporate donor class is a failed policy. And this is really what it's all about. Trump was an assault on the corporate ruling class, and that's why they wanted to get rid of him. That's why Trump was so overwhelmingly popular within the Republican Party, and that's why we're making gains throughout the country with the working class. So I continue to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. That oath for me does not expire, and I will never stop fighting for the working men and women of this country.
Joe Kent, we have to end it there. Thank you for joining me on Eye on Northwest Politics.
Thanks so much for having me.